Hey everyone, it's Erin Ramsey and welcome to Drive Your Dream Home, episode number 3. And I have my friend Vanessa with me today. And Vanessa is a really good friend of mine, and she's one of the people that I chose to work with my business. And she actually hand pours the Living Inspired candle line from the Wick and Petal Company. And she's on because the impetus of her starting her company has so much to do with driving a dream home that I'm so grateful that she's here to share it with us. So Vanessa, why don't you tell us, how your life was and how it is now, and what are some things that you've done to start really driving your dream home?
Absolutely, I'm happy to be here. Probably about 1.5 or 2 years ago, if I stepped outside of myself and looked at my life, I had everything that I wanted. I had a great husband, I had a job that I loved, I had 2 healthy, wonderful children. All of the things that I wanted in life really were right there, and I had them. And yet, most days I felt frazzled and frustrated and just not very happy. And so I started really thinking about, this is crazy. I have everything that I want, and yet I'm not enjoying any of it because I'm constantly feeling flustered, and everyone's schedules are crazy. So, that really wasn't a reasonable thing to put it off on, was to say that my schedule was crazy. Well, everyone's schedules are crazy, and that still doesn't mean that you shouldn't be enjoying all the many things that you have. So I started to try to self-reflect, and of course you hear a lot about people not taking care of themselves, and so I started trying to think about things that I could do for myself, but often when I tried to do things for myself, then I just felt guilty. And so it was just kind of this weird cycle that I was going through, and started to try to really reflect on, okay, what's something different that I could do, maybe than your typical, I'm going to do something for myself, a manicure, a pedicure, or what have you. And started really trying to think, well, what was important to me outside of my family that would fulfill me. And loved candles, always have, had been connected with the previous owner of the Wick and Petal Company for years, and the opportunity arose to purchase the candle business. And of course, the thought was, your life is already crazy busy and you're frazzled, so why would you add something else? But everything in me said, this is something that you need to do for you. And so I did it. And it was an awesome first step. There was still a lot of things for me to learn and do, because it did add things to my life. But I also started to really try to focus on being present in the moment and realizing that even if we were running from one thing to the next, I should stop focusing on where we were going and just enjoy the drive there.
Right.
So much of our time was spent driving the kids to different things, and I was constantly like, oh, we're going to be late, and now we're not going to have time to get dinner, and bedtimes are going to be off schedule, and it was just a constant frazzled state. And so I just made a commitment to really, every time I started to feel myself doing that as we were driving somewhere, I would be like, no, I'm going to enjoy this drive and enjoy the fact that I get to drive my kids to baseball practice or whatever it might be.
And you're like so many moms, Vanessa, who are working, whether inside the home or outside the home, have kids in extracurricular activities, bath time, homework time, getting lunches ready, getting, clean underwear, for crying out loud, right?
Exactly.
I mean, just laundry is an issue. And so I think that that's a huge takeaway for the people watching this, is to really get present, like Vanessa said, enjoy that time in the car. You're going to have to be in that car anyway, and to consider yourself. And I think the key thing that you said, just right now, me knowing you as your friend, is that to take that time to consider yourself outside of your family or your career or the roles we're playing, and really think about and knowing that you had that passion for the candle making. So what steps did you take? Because it sounds all like easy here. Okay, I was unhappy even though I should be happy, and then I'm just gonna do it. But really, how did you make the decision, having, being on a budget, not having unlimited amounts of money, and, not having unlimited amounts of time, and people telling you you're adding one more thing and you're already running around like a chicken with your head cut off. What did you do to actually, bust through the fear barrier and buy the company and start making these candles?
A huge component was I have an amazing support from my family and friends. My mom is a huge support. My husband is a huge support. I have some really close friends that were just like, yeah, why not? If that's something that's that you're excited about? You know, of course, they kind of looked at me a little bit crazy, but then when they saw it, I think when they saw it within me, they were like, well, then, yeah, you should do it.
Yeah.
And so having that support, you know, definitely made all the difference in the world. But I think even if not, you know, I did still have to dig deep, and I had to really say, okay, you know, shut out all the what ifs and just say, get quiet and really think about, is this something that you really, really want? And if it is, then you should do it.
Right.
You know, because you only live once, and so
YOLO. Right? Well, really, and I think it comes down to this takeaway is not to make our decisions, and you didn't, Vanessa, to make our decisions based on fear. You know, we can say we can make our decisions based on love, but our possibilities. But, you know, even if you have supportive people, and that's something that you really have to intentionally make sure you have supportive friends and good family members and partnerships and relationships. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you. You're the one signing the paper. You're the one out in your barn pouring the wax and coming up with scents. I mean, it's on you and making the sales, and to come from a place of abundance rather than fear. Do you think that played a big part? Oh,
I think so, definitely. To really stop and be grateful for all the things that I had, that was huge. To know that, you know, I had all this, and I needed to embrace it and appreciate it. And it allowed me to then embrace and appreciate the fact that after working, you know, a 9-hour day at my regular job, I had candles that needed to be poured because we were doing a craft show that weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and were there times whenever I was like, oh, I'm so tired, I do not want to go down there. Yes. But every time when I would just be like, you know what, this is an awesome opportunity, and I would go down there, and as soon as I got started making them, like, it would almost be like my exhaustion would just wash away, and I would have that second wind and just, you know, love it. I'd be loving it.
And that's the point of Drive Your Dream Home. It's inspiration for everyone, from everyone, and that we don't all have to just be at the top of our game living our ideal life. We're all in the process of it. So even when it is hard to go do something, you've made the commitment, and that feels good.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's still a journey to be present in the moment, because there are still times whenever, you know, school just started back up. So I find myself getting back into that. It's way past bedtime. What are we doing? Everybody get where they're supposed to be. And I have to stop and be like, you know what? We're all going to be okay if we're 15 minutes later than what we had intended.
And if you fall off, if you start getting crazed, or you start yelling at your kids, or start dreading making candles, it's not really falling off as it is having the tools to get back on faster.
Exactly.
And to be in the moment and to enjoy it. You know, you're an inspiration to me, Vanessa, and I can't tell you how grateful I am to have Vanessa as one of my friends, but also as a business partner in a lot of ways. And her level of commitment and integrity has just been an inspiration to me. And knowing that we're all on the journey together, right?
Definitely.
You don't have to be perfect, that we're all learning. Is there anything that you want to share before we close out our drive?
I think just telling everyone and reminding everyone to just love life. Live in the moment and love life.
Totally. And it's easier. It's not that hard to do. It's really just making a decision to do it. Because you know what? Problems are always going to come.
Yep.
There's always going to be dirty underwear.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we can make choices. You're actually, that's, I think, the gist of this is that we get to make choices.
Yes.
And you're making them.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I forgot to do... Is it still going? Oh, good, it's still going.
Perfect.
I was going to go. If you know somebody, or if you are somebody that wants to come drive your dream home with me, come pick me up, or I'll come see you if it's in a city that I'm going to, that has a story or is using some strategies and tools to really live the life you want that can help other people, email me at Erin@ErinRamsey.com. Or on social media, you can message me or tweet me or whatever it is that you can do at Erin Ramsey Joy. Vanessa, thank you.
Thank you,
I'm
Erin.
so glad you're my friend.
I am glad to be your friend. And if I can be on camera, anyone else can, because I hate to be on camera.
Right?
You guys can do it.
All right. Take care, guys. Oh, my goodness.